Shit, boss man. I got this, yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Julie and Grayson's talk show, streaming live from Julie's room.
Featuring the presidents of Abbgalia and Coconut, Grayson Stanton.
And Julia Delma. So Grayson, how did your country become about its independence?
Alright, so it all started in Fiji, and some of the citizens were trespassing on each other's fishing lands, and fish is very important in Fiji.
Totally.
It's a big resource, you know? And so they decided to move from Fiji and start their own island of Coconut.
Yeah.
So that they could all fish in peace and not have to worry about trespassing.
No, sounds legitimate.
How about yours, Abbgalia?
Well, see, my country, Abbgalia, we were all like, you know what, we should make our own country, and it should be a training facility, and we just like feed into the U.S. military and give them really high-quality trained soldiers. And so we threatened legislator. No big deal at all. And I mean, also ISIS was taking over the Middle East, and we were like, we can't let them get to America. And so we threatened them. They were all like, whoa, gotta appease these guys. And they let us become our own country. We achieved our independence on July 4th. Kind of funny.
So Julia, let's talk about Abbgalia's demographics.
Sounds like a good idea. Our population is roughly 2,285 people. We have underwater training facilities that house 500 people at a time because our land is very limited with our training and stuff. We are demographic stage 4. We're an MDC, obviously. We're very high tech, and we pride ourselves in that. 100% literacy rate. No 12 languages each. And then dependency ratio is only 4%, which is good. Most countries have like 52, but we don't have a lot of old people or young people because we're military training. And so that's pretty great. Life expectancy is 68, which is not very good, but it kind of balances out. We live long because we're super healthy and athletic, but then we die because of wars. So yeah, our ethnicity is very diverse too. Multi-ethnic state all the way. How about you?
That's good. Alright, so there's about 925 people living in Coconut right now. We're going to get more people, you know, they like to,
migrate.
Alright, so there's a bunch of ethnicities, but it's mostly Fijian, since that is the origin of all the people, mostly. And then there's Polynesian and Melanesian, admixture in there a little bit, you know.
True.
There's a 96 literacy rate. Our life expectancy is about 90, which is pretty good, you know.
A little harder than that.
Yeah. Dependency ratio is about 52%, so it balances out a little bit, you know.
What stage of the demographic transition are you in your country?
I am in stage 3 of the demographic transition.
So I'm guessing you are semi-periphery, aren't you?
Yes, we are, Julia.
What?
And I'm in demographic stage 4 because I'm MDC and I'm super awesome.
So a little bit more about my state. We are a prorupted state, which means it has little fingers of land coming off. It's not a perfect circle. Yeah, we are 300 square miles roughly, and so that's pretty small. Our political boundaries, let's see. Well, it's a little complicated. We are a separate country from the United States, but we're also allied with them. So our unitary and federal government, it's tiered, which means there's like levels of government in charge. And so the United States government all around, like the Senate, House of Representatives, and Congress, they're kind of there. And then we're kind of like a state government, if you will. And within that state government, as in like Georgia and then us, we're comparing those two. Within that state government, we're unitary. We have one unitary government in my country, but then it's confusing. Only smart people will get it. So.
Well, we're sort of alike. We have a unitary government as well. So,
oh, wow.
So our government makes all the decisions for the entire country, and it acts as one single power, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So Coconut is around 280 square miles.
280 square miles, really.
Yeah, so it's not huge. Most of it is in the center. It's around like forest, you know, so not a lot of people live in there, and then there's mountains. So most of the people live around the beaches and around the coast area, you know. And our state is corrupted, which means there's little fingers coming out as well.
Like mine.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no way.
And it is also fragmented, so we have another little portion of our state to the side, which is called Narnia.
Wow. Are there any wardrobes in there you can go through to go there?
If you gotta find it.
Okay.
You gotta find it. All right, we have two kinds of boundaries. We have physical and we have political. Our physical boundary is the Pacific Ocean, so that separates us from most of all the other countries. We also have a political boundary, which is our unitary government, as I said before. So, what is your physical boundary in your state?
My physical boundary is actually the Pacific Ocean. Since we're in the islands, we are surrounded entirely by ocean, so that's a physical boundary. Political, you know, just state lines. So this is Abbgalia's population pyramid. As you can see, since we are a military training facility, we naturally have more men than women. The younger people are down here, and it goes up every 4 years to 85 years and older. So right here, we have very low amounts of people that are young. But then once our training starts, it grows and grows until the prime of someone's life, which is 35 to 39 years old. And we have the most people there. For women, not so much, mainly down here. And then it declines rapidly as people get older, since we are military.
Okay, so this is Coconut's population pyramid. As you can see, we have a lot of younger children. That's because a lot of younger families are moving to Coconut and bringing all of their kids, especially in the preteen years. And then you see as the population dwindles a little bit, of males and females, there's more females than males relatively, and our life expectancy is 90, but since there aren't that many people, it's due to our country being very new and just a lot of old people haven't lived there as long yet.
So my natural resources in my country, our main one is uranium, and we export it. We export nuclear bombs to neighboring countries that are our allies, and domestically, we have a nuclear power point in our country that gives us power. So yeah, that's great. Man-made resources, AK-47s, we have factories that make them, and we export them everywhere. And we also use them for training facilities to train our soldiers. What about you?
Okay, so our available natural resources include fish, lots of fish. We have gold in our mountains, timber in our big forest, oil, sugar cane, a bunch of tropical fruits like bananas, cocoa, and coconuts. Alright, our man-made resources include paper, which we make out of our timber in the forest. We make a lot of bridges, you know, and chocolate from our cocoa beans.
That's great. I applaud.
And these are used like internationally and domestically.
My trading partners include Emma Scott. She's the president of a country in the Pacific known as Coconut. Our only political party is Republican because we are all Republican here at Abbgalia. Our state symbol is our freedom flag. It includes an American flag with 2 crossed arms in front of it. Our energy sources, nuclear and water power. And our military is feeding into the U.S. So we have the U.S. military. What about you?
Our trading partners are our allies, actually, Drayland, who provide our country with rubber and elephants, and also Oliveston, which provide grapes and olives and mineral water. Our energy sources are hydropower and solar energy. And our military, we actually use the Australian military to fight for us. So.
That's great. Allies. My country will become part of these supranational organizations. NATO, which is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, it's democratic against fighting communism. And the OAS, which is Organization of American States, and that is centered in Washington, D.C.
So the supranational organization that Coconut will join, if it is formed, is called the Pacific Union, and it will promote friendly trading with other countries and islands in the Pacific Ocean, and it will allow all the countries to use the same currency, and it will be a lot easier to get goods and people from island to island.
Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you liked our video.
We're going to include some bloopers at the end from our first video that didn't work out so great.
I am pleased to introduce our first political leader of the day, the president of Abbgalia, Joseph Gardner.
Whoa. I'll just put my gun right here.
So,
Hey guys, it's Joseph. I took control of the camera. Hey Joseph.